Okay, so today is technically the first day of our journey. We have a flight early tomorrow. We leave the house today to stay the night at a friend's in Portland's. Currently, basically, all I'm doing today and this morning before we head out is watching the puppy who just walked over there. But, basically watching this girl just means that we're gonna be playing and I'm gonna be chasing her around a lot. Made it to our friend's house. Kind of just been hanging out while we've been here. Flight is tomorrow. Might have been delayed, so we'll see. Overall, pretty good. Can't believe that it's actually happening, that we're actually going to Japan. To explain why I can't believe that we're going to Japan, as I mentioned briefly in this clip, it's mainly because we've been planning this since late 2017. We were going to go the spring break of my senior year as a senior trip for graduating high school. But in 2020, suddenly, something happened that postponed it. And that thing was quarantine. Nonetheless, me and my mother, who I was going to go with, hoped to go the next year when quarantine was lifted, but Japan hadn't quite lifted their travel restrictions yet. The next year, they did, and we were super excited in 2022 to possibly go. And then they shut down again, which kind of made us lose all hope that we would ever make it to Japan. Until eventually, in October of that same year, they lifted the travel restrictions. For this journey, I decided to take you guys all along with me as we explore the streets of Tokyo, experience Japanese culture and etiquette in Kyoto, and even bow to some deer in Nara. This is the start of the Quag vacation in Japan. It's the day off. Are you excited?
Yes. It's
Yes.
been a long time coming. 3 years we've been preparing for this. I'm very ready.
Oh, what's up? Where are you headed? Made it to our layover, so kinda chilling right now. Gonna walk around, see if we can find some stuff, like shops and stuff, and then hang out. There's someone on the flight. It's like a 20-minute flight, right? But I know so much about this one girl's life just because she was talking for the entire 20-minute flight over to our layover. She was explaining every place she lived. Since it was St. Patrick's Day while we were traveling, during our layover we ran into some Irish music, which was a rather fun way to spend our time while waiting for our next flight. Moments like these are the reason that I really enjoy traveling. Getting to experience things that you might not really get in other moments or other places. And I also would definitely check out this guy if you were into electric violin. This guy is Jeffrey Castle. Okay, we just had lunch. We're about to board. We're almost off. It's time.
With the PCR test, you are able to go.
First poop in Japan time. And of course, after pooping, it was time to check out the hotel room. So I got some pajamas. Laundry service. Ooh. Undry service. Let's see. This is the kettle and tea. Nice. Notepad. Phone. Cool old photos of Tokyo. So, this is bathroom. Very small. Got slippers, of course. Oh, they got one of the brushes. They got one of the, hey, yo. What's actually interesting is, so, your key card actually powers on one of the lights, so it turns off. Then you put your key card in, and boom, lights. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get a raincoat on, go over to Mom's room, chill out. Gardens are closed. We will be back on another day. And so, on the way back to our hotel, we decided to look for food. And while we head back to find some food, I'll explain a little bit about the area we were staying in. Now seen as an upscale, luxurious shopping district, Ginza was built on top of a filled-in swamp in the 16th century. After a fire burnt down most of the buildings in 1872, the Meiji government decided to designate the area the model of modernization, using many Western-style building techniques to create a Western-style shopping district. This idea didn't actually pull in many tourists or anyone wanting to visit the area until about the First World War, in which time it became common to spend free time in Ginza. However, soon after both World Wars, these European-style buildings somewhat all disappeared. That is, except for the Wako building and its Hattori clock tower. These plastic food dishes are called shokuhin senburu. They date back to the Edo period, when restaurants displayed dishes cooked before opening. By midday, these would become a little less appealing, and by night, even more so. As such, in the early Showa period, candle makers invented these food models, which later, in the 1980s, were refined to becoming plastic. These make it so that restaurant goers can basically see the menu and see what their food is going to look like before ordering, and help order without a menu. Traveling through Japan, you will no doubt see these, as they are in most, if not all, restaurant windows. And now, it's time for our first meal in Japan. So, Mom went back to the hotel room after dinner because she wanted to take a bath and then sleep. get some extra sleep before we have to wake up in the morning. So I'm walking around alone. Whoa, what is this? Look at this. Hey. So one of the buildings that I wanted to see, since I knew that we were like a few blocks away from it, is this place. Check that out. This building was actually, the Kabukiza theater was actually built by Fukichi Genichiro back in the Meiji era, about. Genichiro managed the Kabukiza until the death of Ichikawa Danjiro IX in 1903. At that point, he retired, and the management of the Kabukiza went up to a company and group that still manages it today. This building was destroyed in 1921 by an electrical fire, then rebuilt using traditional Japanese architecture and building techniques. Then it burned down again in 1923 in the Kanto earthquake, and then if they hadn't rebuilt it enough, it was also bombed in World War II in 1950. For some reason, I don't actually know the reason, they decided to demolish it in 2010, then rebuild it to its current state, opening in 2013. So this is back in 1889 when it was first made. Then it looked like that, fireproof, then like that, and now remade in 2010. Looks like it does now. What is that? It's like a cafe in it. So you can get your bath. It is so hot. So you have to hold this down to turn it to get it hotter. And try not to burn yourself. So yeah, I think that about wraps up the journey to and the first day, I guess, here, the first half day. Tomorrow's the first full day. I just took a bath, so I'm gonna wait for my hair to dry and hit the hay. I will see you guys in the next one. Quag, logging off.